G'day viewers. You know, I've been asked a few times what I think about all the reports in media saying there's a disproportionate number of attacks on students from India happening right here in Melbourne, where I live. It's interesting, here in Australia a lot of people have tried to talk it down and saying, well, it's not really racist, they're robberies, they're not targeting them because they're Indians. And in India, the tabloid media has been beating up a storm about Australia being full of psycho-racists. And honestly, both are really fucking stupid. I mean, first, to people here in Australia who want to say, oh no, this is not racist, get fucking real. I mean, some of the attacks aren't specifically about race, they are just robberies, or someone hitting a taxi driver because a taxi driver shits them. And I'll just address taxi drivers for a second. Yeah, I've got as many bad taxi driver stories as anyone, but it's fucking inexcusable to attack a guy doing his job, even if he's doing it badly. The idea of like stabbing a taxi driver and, hey, he deserved it. You're a fucking idiot. Sideshow. Okay, back to the thing where most of the attacks are on Indian students. They are definitely being targeted. It's called curry bashing by the cool kids. And let's just go on. Typical for racist morons. They're also fucking cowards, because you never hear a story about one white person beat up one Indian person. It's always mobs. They outnumber their victims because, like all racists, snivelling fucking cowards. You're shit-sucking losers. You're absolutely disgusting, and anyone who doesn't completely condemn that action is as bad as the person doing the attacks. Fuck you, you ignorant, racist pricks. Having said that, let's think about the reaction in India for a second, particularly in the mindless, foaming at the mouth tabloid media, who do what mindless, foaming at the mouth tabloid media around the world do: beat the story up and foam at the mouth in a mindless way. They're calling Australia a deeply racist country, and yet, like anywhere, there are racists here. And yes, a lot of these attacks were racially motivated. But just for a minute, I'm just going to think for a second. The idea of looking after your own backyard, a country, namely India, that has a caste system, criticising my country for being racist. I'll cop to racist activity in Australia, and I will listen to morons in tabloid media in India right after you get rid of the caste system. I mean, for fuck's sake, even in terms of degrees of safety, these attacks do seem to have been on the rise, but you would be less likely to get attacked for being a young Indian in Australia than you would in India. There would be more violent attacks based on race and caste in India in an average fucking day than there are in a year in Melbourne. So, you know, get a fucking grip. And I just want to round out with a story that highlights for me just how stupid racism is. In a recent cricket tour to India, the Australian team had one player, Andrew Symonds, who's part Aboriginal, and he was subject to repeated racist taunts by the Indian crowds particularly, and from some Indian players as well. But there's photos and video of the Indian crowds making monkey gestures and hooting noises at Symonds when he was going on and off the field. I can't really express how stupid that is. Simon was part Aboriginal, but he was lighter skinned than the people who were taunting him for being black. So these people in the Indian crowds doing the monkey business at Andrew Symonds, they not only are apparently unaware of what filthy, degenerate, racist scum they are, they don't even see how stupid it is for them to make racist taunts about someone because he's black when he's lighter skinned than them. And that really sums it up about racism. Racism and racists are fucking morons.